There is one story which has been dominating the news all day. You've seen it leading every news bulletin. And it appears that when Donald Trump comes into power in about 3 weeks' time, on one of the big items on his list is going to have to be tackling terrorism because of this horrific incident that has happened in New Orleans, which is the way they pronounce it there, where you've had the car driving into people, 15 people dead. This Shamsuddin Jabbar has had a gun, he's had explosives. What's happening at the moment? He is dead. He died in the attack. He was shot by police. But they're trying to work out now, the FBI is trying to work out if he's part of a gang, if there is a larger terrorist cell. And the answer is they don't know at the moment. At the same time, there was another event which happened in Las Vegas. Is it also a terrorist event? Is it connected, is the question that everyone is asking. In Las Vegas, there was a truck, a cyber truck, which exploded, appeared to be filled with cans of petrol and fireworks. It went up in an amazing sort of burst of flame, killed the driver. It seemed to be wired so that it would explode. So was this meant to be a terrorist attack? And if so, was it coordinating with the attack in New Orleans? Many aspects of this have been discussed in the course of the day. It seems to me there's one we still need to ask, and that is this unavoidable? Can we, in this day and age, given the level of terrorism that exists in the world around us and the fact that Western civilization appears to be the target, can we avoid it? Is it preventable in some sort of way? Lucy, let me start with you. Is it unavoidable that some of us are going to die in terrorist attacks, or can things be done to prevent these things happening?
I think this is, first of all, my heart goes out to all of the victims involved in this. I mean, we're still getting to the root cause of the situation, of course, and identifying the fact that it has been labelled as a terrorist attack in one instance in particular has been important to help us try and put the piece of the puzzle together. I mean, we've seen such a rise in attacks in fundamentalist Islamic groups now that have been targeting a lot of, the Western civilization. And I don't know that it's unavoidable. I think we've reached a situation as difficult as it is to acknowledge where the damage has already been done, right? And so
what is the damage? What's the damage that's been done so far?
Well, we're seeing the result of it now, all of these terrorist attacks. 45,000 plus terrorist attacks across Europe in the last decade have all been attributed to the Islamist fundamentalist movement, right? This extreme radicalist movement that has been designed to wage war on the Western world. And it's terrifying, right? And I think we all rightly feel terrified. My cousin actually was staying at the Trump Tower in Las Vegas. So I managed to get him on air today to have a chat to him. The sheer terror in his voice, because he said, we didn't know what it was. We were barricading the door. We didn't know if it was a shooter on the loose because of these attacks that have occurred in America so frequently now. We've almost very sadly become immune to it, right? But when they started to put the pieces of the puzzle together, all via social media and news reports that they were glued to within their room, they started to realise again, that this is something that's very concerning at the forefront of people's minds. We need to know now, Kel, that in this scenario, how are we dealing with this, right? The best response, of course, is to show our support to everyone that's been aggrieved by it, but then you've got to strip it back, right? What's to blame? Is it immigration that we're steering down the barrel of that's a cause of this issue? But we can't wind the clock back now, and we have to think about how are we handling this when we identify through our intelligence agencies people that are making these observations, that are prioritising their allegiance to their movement and their country.
Given there are risks in the community, do the risks have to hit us, Evelyn, or is it possible? I mean, we've been saying for years, it's a tired old cliche that prevention is better than cure. Can we? The risk is there. Can we prevent the risk turning into an attack?
I certainly think we can do a lot better than what we have been doing thus far. But like Lucy said, the bulk of the damage has been done. And so now we have to, as a nation and as collective nations, because let's be honest, this is mostly happening in the Western world. You only have to look at statistics but that's where it's happening, the bulk of it's happening. So we have to, figure out how to move forward from here. I've just written some statistics down here. From December the 21st to December the 27th, this year alone, there were 21 attacks, terrorist attacks, in 10 countries, killing 115 people and wounding 58 others, and that included one suicide blast. That is literally from the 21st of December till the 27th of December. We know
that's happening. We know that's happening.
I'm going to get
we want to know if we can do something to prevent? I mean, we've seen the Lint Cafe siege in Sydney. We've seen at the end of last year we saw a firebombing attack on a Melbourne synagogue. Do they have to happen, or is it possible for our police forces, our security forces, in some way?
But she said it, Kel. She said it. The damage has already been done, mate.
It's too late.
It's been done.
You're giving up.
Yeah, but no one's giving up. No one's implying that, are we, Ev? I mean, I think that we're saying now, and she's about to get to a point, is that we're trying to reach a consensus on how do we manage this now.
The thing is, you cannot cure a disease if you do not diagnose it correctly. We could be trying to fix our elbow when it's our knee that needs fixing. And so the reason why we need to firstly acknowledge that the damage has been done. And we need to ask questions why. One, so that we can start fixing it. And two, so we don't make the same mistakes again and our poor babies and our children and their children don't have to suffer. So the first thing we have to do is diagnose it. And that is, I believe, the number one cause for terrorism and these sorts of things is immigration.